I am not having a very good day. I have the day off and I really wanted it to be just a good, productive day. I wanted to get so many things done, but it just didn't happen for me. And not only was I not productive, but I then took a nap this afternoon, which made me feel even more bad about not being productive. And then after my nap, I got into this cycle of being mean to myself because not only was I not being productive, but I was also taking a nap. And now that I've napped and I should be fully rested and I should be able to be productive, I'm still not productive. And then I'm just like in this cycle of being mean to myself, which is the exact opposite thing that's going to help me be productive. Like when you're not being productive and you're putting yourself down, you're doing probably the worst thing you could possibly do to encourage productivity, if that makes sense. Anyways, so I figured I would go on a walk, talk this out with myself, and hopefully I can get into a better place so that later when I do get home and I do have a couple more hours of my day off, I can be productive. And if I'm not, I'm going to allow myself this day to not be productive. And I think I'll be okay with that. But I think the most important thing when you're not being productive is not to beat yourself up, but to instead change the scenery, go for a walk, talk to somebody. I know I'm just talking to myself, but it helps. And, drink some calming tea and just remove yourself from the situation because it's only going to get worse the more you sit in that bad cycle. I think I just found some wild mullein, which is super cool because I use this herb a lot in my life. It's really good for your lungs. So if you have asthma, respiratory problems, in my case, I'm a smoker. So if you're a smoker like me, this is a really good herb to not only cleanse your lungs, but also keep up with some respiratory problems that you have because at the end of the day, smoking is terrible. And if you're a smoker, you have some respiratory problems. So mullein might be your friend. I have no clue what this is, but it reminds me of those like old-fashioned brightly colored dusters that my grandma would dust her house with. They're so pretty. What is this? Tell me this is not a heart with arrows coming out the sides. That is so cute. During the summer, the creek dries up quite a bit, like bone dry. And it rained like crazy the other day, so I really thought there was gonna be water down here. And now I'm kind of sad because there's no water down here. I hear water, I see water. I didn't think I was gonna find water this deep. Oh my gosh, I could swim. Oh, this is beautiful. Part of me wishes I was a little fairy dancing through those little streams of water. this might be borderline mentally ill, but I got some business to take care of, and this rock is the business. This sounds so crazy, but I brought my best friend Gabby out here, and when I say out here, I mean like miles and miles out and hiking and getting into this ravine. It's like a crazy hike, and it's hard to get to. And when I brought her out here, this rock, this pillar of a rock, it's so heavy, was standing straight up just like this. And the asshole that I am, I knocked it over and moved on. Except the crazy thing is that not only did someone not stack this rock, nature did its own rock stacking, but when I was here and I pushed it over, I was like, that was an asshole move, let me put it back up. And I couldn't get it back up. And I'm a rock stacker. So not only did nature do some rock stacking, but it's a pro at rock stacking. So I felt the crazy need to come back out here and just put this rock up where it was meant to be, because I don't know. Anyways, it was literally right here, and I don't know how, but I think it's gonna take me some time because this is not flat. And it was just straight up, like, it was just sitting here, perfect. Damn. Ow, freaking hot. Nothing in this world makes me more present than a cup of tea. You're using all of your senses, the feeling of the hot cup in your hand, the smell of the tea, the taste of it, the warmth running through your body. Ooh, you can have it anywhere, literally out in the middle of the woods. I'm just here and now when I'm having a cup of tea. I don't know. Oh, I made some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. I feel a million times better. And it's just because I removed myself from the environment that I was in and the headspace that I was in. I got outside and I had a cup of tea and I got to talk things out with myself. And I can honestly say I'm in a completely different mood, and I feel like I can go home and be productive if that's what I want to do, which I think that is what I want to do. I do really want to go home and be productive, but I just know that if I had not come out here, had a cup of tea, talked things out with myself, that I would still be at home. I would still be in that mental cycle of not being productive and then beating myself up for it. And so at the end of the day, if I go home and I don't get things done, it's okay, because I still did something very productive for myself today. I got outside, I got exercise, and I changed my mood, which is incredible, because changing your mood when you're in that space is so hard. And most of the time I can't even, go outside and do the things. Like, all I'm saying is it's very hard to, like, move yourself from that situation. It's hard to take yourself out of an environment and a mood, but that's what you need to do, or you're just going to sit there in that constant cycle. I don't know. It's getting late, though. And I really do want to go home and be productive, so I'm gonna pack my stuff up and hike back home, and we'll see what I get done. If I don't get anything done, I still feel like I accomplished something today. For reference, I just came up from this hike and I was all the way down there, and that's where the rock was standing up. And that's how I know for a fact no one put that rock there. Which is why I say I don't think anyone stacked that rock. Like, I think it was nature who stacked that rock. But the rock was so perfectly stacked. And I don't know, it just blows my mind. But we took care of it. It's standing up again.